Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjidil harami ila al-masjidil aqsa alladhi barakna hawlahu linuriyahu min ayatina innahu huwas sami'ul basir. Our scholar said, tafakkuru sa'atin khayrun min ibadati sanah. Pondering for a few minutes, pondering upon your life, pondering upon where have you come from, what have you been doing all your life, working, college, uni, PS5, PS4, sitting on your phone. What have I been doing all my life? How much time have I given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Our scholar says just thinking about that is better than reading nawafil for 100 years. Why? Because though the nawafil, there you're reading nafal, there you're doing all haram things. But 1 second you sit down, few seconds, few minutes you sit down and think where you come from. Think where are you going, where your life is taking you. What is the reason I am sitting here? What is the reason you guys are sitting here? What's the point? Why have you left your beds and coming here? Why are you not watching television at home? Why are you sitting in a masjid? Reason why? Because you know there is someone there who's watching us. You know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is going to question us one day. That will change me. That will change you. I was sitting in my masjid, Jamia Rasuliya. I said at the Qaf, I was an imam here. Two youngsters came, 18 years old, both of them. They thought I was sleeping, but I was awake. I was just lying down in the masjid. And they both were crying so much, and both were saying to each other, ask him, he has beard. They don't know I'm imam. No, imam was an imam at that time anyway. They said, ask him, he has beard. Ask him. I had a very little beard. I never had that big beard. Ask him. And I woke up. I said, what happened? What do you want to ask? And they were like, we have committed major sin. I said, don't need to tell me your sin. You never confess your sin. As I mentioned before, we Muslims only confess to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't confess to anyone. But anyway, they came to me. They said to me, Muhammad, I have committed this sin. What shall I do? Is Allah going to forgive me? I said, whose house are you sitting in? Whose house are you sitting in? You're sitting in Allah's house. Allah ke ghar mein baithe ho na. Those who come from back home, when beggars come and they ask for money, ask for something, you don't like him. You don't even let him sit outside your house. You don't even let him sit outside your house. Never mind let someone coming in your house. If you all are sitting here, that means Allah is razi with you. That means Allah is razi with you. That's what I said to him. I said, just nidamat, feeling guilty, that is tawbah. Feeling pashemani, that is tawbah. Think where you come from and think where are you going. I got a message today from one of the parents, and she's my wife's very good friend. She messaged her sister's husband, young, no bimari, no illness, nothing at all, running around, working, dropped down, passed away. And they're all in shock. I think it was Janaza in Victoria Masjid today. It was Janaza in Victoria Masjid. This is how our CPU is gonna stop one day. A pura sara hardware is gonna drop down on the floor. No one's gonna think about you after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Research shows your second generation or third generation won't even know you have ever existed in this dunya. Those who are working for their children, I know those people as well who are doing haram, and they're saying, I just want to make this property for my children so that they become an alim deen. My putra ram khalaka rami banega, halal ka nahi banega. You feeding haram, you feeding yourself haram, you feeding your children haram, your wife haram. No one's gonna become halal da. I'm telling you, they're only gonna become haram. Let's start with the method. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjidil harami ila al-masjidil aqsa alladhi barakna hawlahu linuriyahu min ayatina innahu huwas sami'ul basir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Subhanalladhi asra. Asra means traveling, but not traveling yourself. Someone is making you go somewhere or taking you with him. So he's basically responsible for that person. Because people say, how is it possible for Rasulullah going from here to from Makkah to Palestine, and from Palestine to above 7 heavens? to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala above Sidratul Muntaha. How is that possible? That's why Allah subhanahu used those who know Arabic language, Allah subhanahu used Asra. It's Bab Af'al. Bab Af'al, Asra. Asra basically, you are not doing it yourself. Allah is saying, I am the one who made him do it. I'm the one who sent Jibreel. I gave power to Jibreel. Then Buraq went all the way to Makkah. Then Min al-Masjid al-Harami ila al-Masjid al-Aqsa. People, they ask, this is why they call Masjid al-Haram, because it's very respectful place. It's a very, you cannot do hunting there or killing animals or anything, cutting trees. So that's the reason our scholar says, when our, especially Pako Hindu people, those who go from Pakistan, from Hindustan, when they go to that country, they start cutting trees. Yeah, because it's a blessing. Let's take something from Medina back home. You only need Medina Wala in your heart. You don't need things from Medina. Medina Wala is there, I'm telling you, you are successful. Or Medina Wala is there, Medina Wala's talimat are there. Let's go back towards the journey of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam from Makkah Sharif to Palestine. Allah barakna hola. Allah says barakna. We have put barakah in that place. So that place is full of barakah. Full of barakah. So we should go and visit that place. Rasulullah hadith is that you should go and visit Palestine. If you cannot visit, at least buy some oil and send oil for the lamps of Masjid Aqsa. Basically go send some light there, because at that time there were no lights. Basically send some money towards that, some charity towards that place. Like nowadays, if they need help, send some money towards those people who are desperate for help. Now, first let me give you the whole journey. Briefly I'll tell you. Now, all of you already know the detail of this journey, but my main motive is to give you some lessons. The journey is that Jibreel alayhi salam comes to Masjid Haram, and he comes and he says to Ya Rasulullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you in his presence. Subhanallah. This has never happened in any Nabi's life. It only happened in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was taken by Jibreel alayhi salam on Buraq. Buraq, the word Buraq, those who understand Arabic and Urdu, Barq means electric. Buraq is the plural of electric. Electricities. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he traveled in the speed of light. This is how fast he went. That's the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Laylan. Laylan means night, and our scholars say the tanween, Laylan, lam do zabalan. The tanween means in a very short time. How short? Other riwayats they say that when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went with Jibreel alayhi salam, his mama sheep is struck with a tahni, with the branch of a tree. He started moving. When Rasulullah came back from all that journey, he was still moving. Then says when Rasulullah left his bistar, his bed, the bed, when you come off on your bed is still, your mattress is still warm. But when you come back from bathroom or whatever, it goes a little bit more cold. When Rasulullah went, it was warm. When he came back, it was still warm. This is how short it was the time there. When Rasulullah traveled all this. Now, Jibreel alayhi salam and Rasulullah goes to all the Palestine, where 124,000 more or less Anbiyas, prophets were present there. Here my teacher says, our Aqidah, my teacher says in his tafsir, "Oh Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani, where were you at that time?" Because every Nabi was present there, and you claim that you are Nabi. Tell us where were you? You never mention in any book that I was there. So you never mention anywhere in the book. That means you wasn't there. You're not even a Nabi. Because Allah says every Nabi was present there. And then they tied their Buraq there. Rasulullah sallallahu and Jibreel goes inside the Masjid Aqsa. Now Masjid Aqsa is not the golden dome. Golden dome is not Masjid Aqsa. Masjid Aqsa is the other dome, which is the dark brown, where normally people don't give attention. This is where the Masjid Aqsa is. A little bit further down on the left side when you are there on the golden dome. This is where Rasulullah and Jibreel goes. All the prophets are already present there. Yusuf is there. Just imagine. Always take yourself in that moment. You can never understand Karbala if you are not going to take yourself there. You will never understand the night journey if you are not going to take you in Masjid Aqsa. Imagine in this masjid right now, Ibrahim alayhi salam is there and Musa alayhi salam is just in that corner talking. Hi, 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 hi. Yusuf alayhi salam is standing here. And Ishaq alayhi salam is standing there. Zakaria alayhi salam is standing there. Allah, what subhanallah is going to be that moment when Rasulullah walked in with Jibreel alayhi salam. All the prophets are there. No one else is present there. No one else is allowed there at that time. Jibreel alayhi salam, he takes the hand of Rasulullah, he holds the hand of Rasulullah. He said, Ya Rasulullah, you stand on the masalla and you lead the namaz for all the prophets. Prophet will stand behind you. Now let me give you the importance of knowledge. Our scholar says, why the young Nabi standing at the front, all the senior Anbiya standing at the back? Because he's the youngest one, he came at the end. He's the youngest one. All the ancestors are standing at the back. Ibrahim alayhi salam standing at the back. They're supposed to be standing on the masalla. Our scholar says that the reason why Jibreel alayhi salam made Rasulullah stood on this masalla, because he had the most of the knowledge. The more knowledge you had, he has to stand on the masalla. In the community as well, the one who has more knowledge, he stands on the masalla. So buzurgi is not, the old age is not the mayar of being closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the knowledge. It is not the beard. It is the knowledge. It is not the amama sharif. It is the knowledge. It is not the jubba sharif. It is the knowledge. It's knowledge. The person of knowledge, no matter what age he has more rutbah than anyone else who has less knowledge. That's the reason Jibreel alayhi salam had the hand of Rasulullah. He said, Ya Rasulullah, you stand here. Ibrahim will stand at the back. Alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam will stand at the back. Nuh alayhi salam, 900 years. He did tabligh, he will stand at the back. You are the one who's going to lead namaz of all the Anbiya. That's the reason our Rasulullah is called Sayyidul Anbiya. Sayyid means Sardar, the leader of all the Anbiya. Subhanallah, how lucky are we? How lucky are we that we are born in the Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, when you will feel you are so lucky, when your eyes gonna go close. This is when you will feel. Right now we are just looking at your Gwandi, your neighbors, your colleagues. He's driving Range Rover, he's driving 23 Reg, he's driving this, he's driving that, and I was still driving Toyota, or I'm still driving this, I'm still living in this house. Once your eyes gonna go closed, I'm telling you, this is when you will see the importance of Iman. This is when you will see the benefit of of being a Muslim in this dunya. Subhanallah. Let me just give you hadith, another one. Rasulullah says, a person wrongdoer or a non-Muslim, the person who lived in this dunya, luxurious life. He lived this life like a prince, and luxurious life he lived. And he was sinful person. He was not a Muslim. He will come on the day of judgment, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to angels, dip this person in the pool of hellfire. Once, only once. Dip him and take him out. And he will be dipped in the pool of hellfire and he will be taken out. And he will be asked, now tell us, have you ever experienced any luxury in life? And he will say, Wallahi, I swear by God, I've never experienced any luxury after dipping in this pool. After dipping in this pool, I can't even remember any luxury. Our main aim is what? To make Allah happy and going in Jannah. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, bring that person who lived the life of trials, difficulties, not a normal Muslim. Normal Muslim will live a good life. The Muslim who lived his life trial after trial, takalif after takalif, difficulty after difficulty, bring him. He'll be brought in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to angel, dip him in the pool of heaven, dip him in the pool of Jannah. He will be dipped in the pool of Jannah and he will be taken out. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, now tell us, have you ever faced any difficulties or trials? And he will say, Wallahi, Ya Allah, I can't remember I faced any difficulty in my life after dipping in this pool. Our main aim, main goal is dipping in that pool. That's main aim. No matter what difficulty, your business gone, wife left you, husband left you, or husband passed away and you're going through difficult life. Because I have parents here as well who going through difficulty after one daughter became disabled, then something happened to him, then another daughter passed away, then husband used to torture that lady, and like subhanallah, torture after torture after torture. Don't think it's gonna go unquestioned, don't think it's gonna go unnoticed. On the day of judgment everyone's gonna come. remember all those, especially, through this video is going to go. I'm not going to say to you all those who are doing it here. I'm just saying that all those who are doing it, don't think nothing is happening in this dunya, then that's fine, we are okay. Let's just keep doing it. If your wives are doing to you, or you are doing to your wives, or you are doing to your parents, or your parents are doing, or you are parents that you're doing to your children, don't think it's going to go unnoticed. This dunya is Darul Ikhtibar. It's just an examination hall. That's why it's called Judgment Day. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be the judge. And then He'll bring the justice. Whoever is going to be zalim, Allah won't be with him. Either he was doing zulm upon his wife, either he was doing zulm upon his children. You know what is zulm? People don't think it's zulm. Forcing your children, marrying someone is zulm. That's not your right. You have no right whatsoever to force your children to marry someone that who they do not want to marry. I guess so many cases, wallahi, so many cases, different conditions. 15 years old women are coming in my office, 5 children. I had enough with him. It was forced marriage and relation gone, finished. After 15 years, a woman coming in my office, and I said, do you make dua for your dad who forced you to make this marriage and all that? He said, I hate him. She said, I never make dua for him. He passed away, he made my life hell, and he's gone in children's cemetery now, sleeping there. I hate him. After 5 months it's happening. Divorces are taking place. Another condition, they will listen to you. They will marry that girl. But after that, what they say? They said, I want to marry that girl as well now. Now that girl who was forced to marriage, she's not happy at all. She's coming to me. I said, why actually happened? Give me the whole story. Then I can tell you what can you do. And they say it was actually, he was not Razi. I was. Now he's gone to other girl and he doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about my kid. No bills, nothing at all. Parents are sitting in a house, in his house. SubhanAllah. One girl messaged me. She said, I did listen to my parents. This is I did listen to them. But at the start I said, no, I don't want to marry him. I don't want. That's all I said. Now when I got married to him, he is the one who divorced me. Now my parents are saying to me, you are the one who was saying at the start, I don't want to marry him. It's in you, some fault is in you because you never tried anything. Because before marriage you were saying the same thing. Now she said, I want to marry someone. Imam Sahib, who shall I go to? My parents are already saying, we don't want to help you. She listened to them. Wallahi, this is not your right. You're oppressing your children. You'll be standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your daughter will be standing next to you. Your boys will be standing next to you. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is going to be there as well. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is only going to be with those who are mazloom, not zalim. And this is zulm upon them. You can't do that. This is utmost, jahiliyat, that you are taking someone's right. SubhanAllah. But anyways, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Jibreel alayhi salam and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they read namaz in masjid, they made their journey towards Miraj, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now they went above 7 heavens. They met first sky, they met Prophet, then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th sky, they met Ibrahim alayhi salam. Subhanallah, he is resting himself with the Kaaba Sharif. There is a Kaaba Sharif in dunya, exactly in the same place up on 7th sky. There is a Kaaba Sharif where Ibrahim alayhi salam was sitting there. After that he went to above Sidratul Muntaha. Sidratul Muntaha is a tree. The branch is on the 7th sky, and the top is just above that place where no creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can cross. Even angels cannot cross. Jibreel alayhi salam said, 600 wings made of noor. He said, this light will burn me, Ya Rasulullah. I cannot cross this way. And Rasulullah went towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he went in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then whatever the Gufta Sharif happened, he has spoken to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he did the Sair. He traveled around Jahannam. Then he went around Jannah. He saw everything. Then he made his way back towards dunya. When he was coming back, he said, our Aqidah, he said, I saw Musa alayhi salam. I saw Musa alayhi salam in his grave. وَهُوَ قَائِمٌ وَيُصَلِّي فِي قَبْرِهِ. He was standing in his grave and he was reading namaz. Our Aqidah is that every Nabi is alive in the grave. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them rizq as well. There's another hadith actually in Sunan and Nasai that أَنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ حَرَّمَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ أن تأكل أجساد الأنبياء أن الله certainly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قد حرم على الأرض Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made haram upon earth, upon this earth, أن تأكل أجساد الأنبياء, that the zameen, the earth, it consumes the bodies of Anbiya. This hadith is in Sunan Nasai. So Anbiyas are alive. This is our Aqidah. He said, I saw Musa alayhi salam, he was reading namaz. When I was on the way back, Musa alayhi salam said, what the gufta shini, the talk you did to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted me with 50 namaz, 50 prayers. Look at the qismat of good, fortunate people are we, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he brought 50 namazah down to 5 namazah. But it was the wasila of Musa alayhi salam. So make dua every time with Musa alayhi salam as well. 5 हमसे पढ़ने नहीं होती हैं, 50 कहाँ पढ़ेंगे? But anyway, he came to Rasulullah went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Rasulullah, I don't think my ummah can read 50. Then he came down to 45, 35, 5 decreasing. When he came to 5, they kept 5. That was a gift. Remember, it's a gift. It's not punishment. You know, some people they message me that why Allah want me to read namaz? Why Allah want my namaz? Allah don't want your namaz. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha wal munkar. It's tanha. The word is for you. It stops you from doing bad things. It stops you from doing evil things. It is for you. It's a taweez. It's like you're going to doctor. There is something wrong with you, and doctor is giving you dawai. And you know, why you give me dawai for kodi dawai? तुम्हें देने लगे. The power मैं नहीं कोड़ी दवाई खानी. मैं दवाई. ओ यार दवाई तेरे वास्ते है, तेरी बीमारी दूर करने वास्ते. Allah is saying this salah is for you. Tanha anil fahsha wal munkar. It stops you are doing evil things and bad deeds. Whatever you are doing, whatever bad you are doing, anything bad you are doing, girlfriend, boyfriend, you're doing evil videos you're watching, whatever bad you're doing, bad with your wife, husband, parents, start reading namaz. Because Allah is saying He will keep you away from all the bad deeds. That's the speciality of namaz. People say, no, let me become good first and then I will read namaz, Imam Sahab. Let me get good first. Become a very good person. No. I'm perfect. You are the worst person in this dunya. Why? Because you're calling yourself perfect. No one is perfect here. You start running towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Start striving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will make you good. Inshallah. You start reading namaz, it's a gift. It's not a punishment. And you're only doing it for yourself, you're not doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I mentioned before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that puri dunya kafir ho jaye. The whole dunya becomes infidel. All dunya becomes kafir. It don't affect me at all. Whole dunya becomes Muslim. Every person becomes Muslim in this dunya and stay in sajda all their life. It doesn't affect me. They're doing bad deeds, they're doing it for themselves. They're doing good deeds, they're doing it for themselves. They're not doing it for me, nothing at all. There are two ways. Either you're going to get barbecued here or you're going to go to Jannah here. It's up to you wherever you want to go. So they go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, come back, 5 namazas given to you. Both those 5 namazas. Anyone will read 5 namaz, he will get swab of 50 namazah. One namaz equal to 10 namaz. The one point actually I missed, which is the most important point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Subhanallah Al-Isra bi abdihi. Amazing. Now this is where I'm going to talk about all of you and myself. I want you to listen to this very carefully. Allah Subhanallah Al-Isra bi abdihi. All over the Quran, whenever Rasulullah is mentioned, he's mentioned Ya Nabi, Sayyidul Anbiya, or anything, whatever, Taha, Yasin, names are written of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's never called with name. There are few places 3 to 4 times he's called name with the name, but let us know his name is Muhammad. But always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with his rank of Nabi. But here he mentioned Subhanallah Al-Isra bi abdihi. He took his servant on this journey. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned servant? Actually, abad means slave. Slave. Abad means slave. That he took his slave because in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is the highest rank? The highest rank in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being slave. Is being slave is the highest rank. You know, when in a company you work, first you're an employee, then you become maybe team leader, then you become a manager, assistant manager, then an area manager, banda. Then you start getting all those names. You become a normal student of Deen, then you read Darsan Nizami, become Alim, then you become Mufti, then you become something, and all the names again, big names. No one in history has ever been to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that close. No one will ever be. No one will get to that place in future. Only Rasulullah got to that place. And the rank is gained? Slave. Because Allah loves this rank. You can be mufti. Now listen to this very carefully. You can be a very good hafiz. You can be a very good muhaddith. But at the same time, you can be a mu'tad as well. Who is mu'tad? Mu'tad is the one who breaks the boundaries of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's a wrongdoer. He's doing Jamaat as well, and he's a wrongdoer. One Imam from Manchester, I don't know who is he. Don't ask me his name. I don't know who is he. He said, I'm Imam Sahab. He said, Imam Sahab, I'm Imam from Manchester, lead Nimaz here in one of the masjid I'm not going to mention. But I don't know, help me. I'm watching evil videos. You know that when I'm talking about evil videos that I've watched so much that it's like something is dragging me there. Something is dragging me, and I'm leading Nimaz and I cry so much. What shall I do? He's Imam. So you can be Imam, but you can be Mu'tad at the same time. You can be Mufti. You can be Mu'tad at the same time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah la yuhibbul mu'tadeen. Allah hates Mu'tad, the one who breaks the boundaries. Allah says, you're not Mufti. Don't become Imam, don't become Mufti, don't become Alim, don't become nothing. I just want you to be a slave. Who's slave? The one who stays inside the boundaries of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who does everything what his master is telling him to do. That's all you need to do. I'm telling you, you're good to go in Jannah. People, they come, I have to do so many ibadat this night, this. I said, don't need to do nothing. Why are you burdening yourself? Why are you putting so much burden upon yourself? Just fulfill 5 pillars of Islam. A person came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All the Sahaba sitting there. He said, Ya Rasulullah, tell me what shall I do that I can go in Jannah? And to give me very brief something. I can't do anything too much. Please give me something brief. Rasulullah said, be good with Shahada. Basically, be good with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Read Nimaz on his time. Then after that, Ramazan, Zakat, Hajj. You doing that? You're good to go in Jannah. You're a very good person. You are Jannati. And he said to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, whatever you told me, I won't decrease from it anything. I won't decrease anything from it. And I won't increase anything in it. I won't increase. मैं कोई नवाफल नहीं पढ़ने, मैं कोई नफली हज नहीं करने. I'm not going to go for nafli umrah. I'm only going to read 5 times prayer. If hajj is further upon me, I'll go for hajj. If roze is further upon me, I'll do roze. If zakat becomes further upon me, I'll go and give zakat. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to increase anything. I'm not going to decrease anything from it. And he got up and he left. As he was leaving, Rasulullah said to Sahaba, do you want to see a Jannati person? He said, yes, Rasulullah, of course. Why not want to see Jannati person of Jannah? That is going. Rasulullah is giving you guarantee of Jannah. You're only fulfilling 5 pillars of Islam. That's what Allah is saying. Be my slave. Just be my slave. That's the highest rank which was given to Rasulullah at that time. And last thing, don't waste time. Take at least this thing with you. Waste no time, you have no time. We say we have a lot of time, especially youngsters, they think we have a lot of time. No matter what age you are in, remember the trap of Shaitan. Shaitan all will tell you that person is dying, that person is dying, that person is dying. But he will never let that thought come in your mind that you are dying too. You're dying. It's a riwayat, I don't know, it's authentic riwayat, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Someone asked Israel alayhi salam that, do you send any, messengers that you are coming to take my soul? He said, yeah, of course I do send my messengers. Actually, Allah sent those messengers before. I'm the last messenger to take your soul. Before me, some messengers do come. He said, well, who are those messengers? He said, your white hair is the messenger. Your teeth falling out is a messenger. Your back start bending is a messenger. Peshab da nikalna padna is a messenger. You can't control your urine is a messenger. You start coughing so much is a messenger. You start, of course, Israel have never said, you start taking so many pills is a messenger. You can't move, you can't go up the stairs. Have you gone up? You can't come down. You come down, you take 20 minutes to go up is a messenger. This is the messengers are coming to you. Other time is up. At least make your move. Make a U-turn and go back towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mundriyan la diyo. Mundriyan la diyo. Koke nak de vich pae la diyo. You not 10 man with that. Why? Start doing what is halal and stop doing what is haram. Rasulullah enter in a masjid. Rasulullah comes in a masjid. Some youngsters were there in masjid and they were shouting and they were laughing in masjid very loud. And then he said, Rasulullah said, if you had remembered maut as often as you should be, you would not be doing what I saw you doing. अगर तुम उस चीज को याद करते होते तो जो मैं तुम्हें ये देख रहा हूं करते हुए तुम कभी ना करते होते. What is that? Rasul said, maut. If you remember your maut, you will not be doing what you're doing right now here. Our scholar said maut is like a spirit. When you have, some gand on metal or something like some, क्या कहते हैं उसको, मेटल के ऊपर लग जाता है या गंद होता है, जो भी जिंक होता है ना, जिंक होता है, उर्दू में तो जंग, असली जंग आते हैं, वो लग जाता है. उसको धोने के लिए क्या चाहिए हमें? रस्ट होता है ना. when metal become very rusty, you get spirit, वो लगा के उसके ऊपर उसको साफ करते हैं. That remembrance of death is like spirit. Remember your maut as often as you can. As often as you can. Why? Because your grave, it remembers you every day without missing any day. It remembers you every day. It says your name. Because your grave knows that this person is coming in me. It calls your name every day and it remembers you. And what he says? He says, Ana baytul ghurbati. I'm the house of poverty. I have nothing here. Bring something with you. I have nothing here. Then he says, Ana baytul wahdati. I'm alone. Bring someone with you so you can talk to. Till day of judgment, you are alone here. Ana baytul turabi. I am a house of dust. Bring tiles and everything with you. Then you make this house nice, lights and everything. Then he says, Ana baytul dudi. I am the house of insects. There are snakes here, there are spiders here, all sorts of insects are here. Bring something, the light or something which can get rid of all those things away. And through what you can, get rid of all those insects. Through what you can make your grave beautiful. By good deeds. Do not waste time. Right now you have time. I gave you example as well of that poor person who went to a king and he said to him, give me something, I'm very poor, I want to eat something, I want to take something, very close to something. And the king, he said to all those guards, he said, take him to my treasure room and leave him there for 1 hour. Tell him, take whatever you want to take, you have 1 hour, 60 minutes, you have 60 minutes, take whatever you want to take. So the guards, they took him to the treasure room, they left him there, closed the doors, they said, you have 1 hour. So they left him in there. The poor person, he saw mountains of gold, mountains of rubies, mountains of all those silver, gold, everything. Cash is there. And he was like, Subhanallah. So he got a big sack next to him, a big bag next to him. As before he was going to fill in the bag, he saw a beautiful bed next to him. Poor person, he never saw that kind of beds and mattresses. He said, let me just sit down for a few seconds and then after that I will fill up the bag. He sits on the bed, next thing, he goes to sleep. And after 60 minutes, those guards come in, they shake him, they wake him up. They said, get up, what are you doing? We gave you 60 minutes. You could have got so many beds, the bed is here. इतना तुम माल उठा सकते थे कि तुम ऐसे कितने बेड खरीद सकते थे. He wakes up and he's shocked. The 60 minutes gone. And he said, give me a few seconds. Just give me a few seconds, let me take something. He said, no, we gave you 60 minutes. We gave you 60 minutes, Hazrat. They dragged him out and threw him outside. And he started going out, crying. Our scholar says, Bila tamsil, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no misal. The king is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The poor person is me and you. The poor person, me and you. Those two gods, they are angel of death. And the treasure room in this dunya, the mountains of gold, are namaz, hajj, zakat, Durood Sharif, these nights. Collect whatever you want to collect. You have only 60 minutes. You only have 60 years or 30 years. And the bad is your evil desires, the shaitan. Not shaitan, I wouldn't say shaitan, only blaming shaitan. Your evil desires inside you, keeping you away from doing good deeds, keeping you away from fasting, keeping you away from coming to masjid, making you do bad things, and not letting you collect anything. You have 60 minutes, 60 years. When person will go in his grave, he will be asked, how long have you lived in this dunya? And you know what they will say? They will say, Ya Allah, I think only few moments. Either he was 70 or 80 years old, he was only few moments, only few moments. May Allah subhanahu give us tawfiq, understand our deen. May Allah subhanahu ta'ala give us tawfiq, ताकि हम जितना टाइम हमारे पास है हम उससे फ़ायदा उठा सकें इस दुनिया में। जज़ाकल्लाहु खैर। ये हदीस शरीफ है जो हज़रत साहब ने, हाफ़िज़ गफ़ूर साहब ने स्पीच के शुरू में इन्होंने बयान की थी उर्दू में। मैं आपको इंग्लिश में बता देता हूँ, जिसने ये नवाफिल पढ़ने वो पढ़ ले। तो रजब में एक रात है, दिस हदीस of Anas रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु, that is in Shu'ab al-Iman. All the references here if anyone wants reference. That there is a one night in Rajab, that anyone who does this neck amal, he will receive the reward of 100 years. 100 so bas ki nekiyon se aage Allah subhanahu will write the reward of 100 years if anyone does this amal in this night, which is the night of 27th, which is right now. So it is that a person who reads 12 rakat namaz, 12 units namaz, that in every rakat he reads Surah Fatiha, like you normally read Surah Fatiha, and any surah after Surah Fatiha. And on every 2 rakat, he does At-Tahiyat, he reads At-Tahiyat, and this is how he completes his namaz with 1 salam. So, first rakat Surah Fatiha, then surah, then second rakat Surah Fatiha, surah, then it is At-Tahiyat, Ashhadu an la ilaha wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu, then he stands up. Not going to do Durood Sharif. Stand up, then again 2 rakat, these are make 12 rakat, and at the end, if he makes salam, last salam, and then after making salam, read 100 times Subhanallah walhamdulillahi wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. The one we read in salat or salat tasbih, उसमें हम पढ़ते हैं वो वाले, third kalima it is, and then 100 times istighfar, and then 100 times you read Durood Sharif, then you make dua for your akhirah, for your dunya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will write a reward of 100 years for him. Achha, that's one thing. That's very good, you should do that. But I always say, on the day of judgment, you will be questioned about obligatory actions and nawafil. That only that person can do. This nawafil only that person can do who has no namaza on his head, no qaza namaza. You won't be questioned about nawafil. You will be questioned on your fard, obligatory. Whenever you get these nights and you are going to spend those nights in masjid or at home, just start reading your qaza namaza. My last namaz of Zohr namaz, last namaz. You have to specify that namaz as well. You have to say that namaz name. If you cannot specify that namaz, then you can say my last Zohr namaz. They are always going to be last or first Zohr namaz, first Asr namaz, only farz. No sunnah or no nawafil, only farz you have to do qaza and wajib you have to do qaza. So whenever you get chance, start reading your qaza namaza. This is the coming from Abu Bakr Siddiq. He said it was Umar radiallahu anhu. Abu Bakr Siddiq will never say anything about akhirah which is never told by Rasulullah, that your nafal is not accepted until they are further on your head. Until your farz are still, you have to make up the farz. You missed many fries. No matter how many nawafil you read, you're not going to be accepting the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, someone is already reading qaza namaza. In the meantime, you're reading nawafil as well. Yes, now we have hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept your nawafil as well. But you're only reading nawafil. It's like you need to give someone loan of 20,000 pounds, but every week you go and give him gifts. Ferrero chocolate ले गए, फूल ले गए, उन्हें चाह के फूल मुंह पे मारना ना, मेरा 20,000 वापस कर, तू मुझे फूल देने लगे हैं? You need to give me my debt back. So give the debt of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala back first and then nawafil. But these are the nawafil for those who have no miskal. Jazakallahu khair. वो मैं वाकई माइक छोड़ लगा. हाँ जी. ओ शाह अंकल कुर्बान आने लगे ना कि लगे रहो. आज अंकल कुर्बान भी आने लगे रहो. सुभान अल्लाह. आज लगता है कि कार को नहीं जाना जैसा. कार लेके इधर मस्जिद नहीं कहिए पक्का. तो देखे नहीं ना. आज माशाल्लाह देखे नहीं. उसे ना बैठे सर. सुभान अल्लाह. अल्लाह सबकी बख्शिश करे. आमीन आमीन.